Thank you everyone for connecting to the gathering here this evening. We'll just have a look at our agenda quickly for this evening. The agenda is it's quite short, and please bear with us if we do maybe cut out the hymns because of time. We want to try and keep it within 30 minutes because we want to try and see and use this as a benchmark for our meetings going forward as well. So we just look at the agenda quickly. Angela, if you can just bring up the agenda for us. Okay. So.
Cool. Ek probeer nog kyk vir die.
Okay. Can I just ask, okay, while we just wait for Angelo to bring up the agenda, if you can all just mute your mics, please, and then there's an icon where you can say chat. In there, you can just put your name and surname and also the congregation that you are from, please, if you don't mind. Okay. So just your name and surname and congregation, you can put that in the chat, and then we'll just use that as our attendance register. Okay, so let me try and see if I'll share my screen with you here quickly. Okay. Okay. So okay. Okay. Okay, so can everybody see the presentation? Everything's fine in presentation mode? Okay. So our agenda for this evening, we will have an icebreaker activity that Angela will do. We have a topical discussion, which is obviously now wisdom from the trenches, which is our topic for the evening. We've got a hymn. There's a spiritual portion on the second creed or article of faith, and then we have a COVID-19 update. We'll share some upcoming activities, and then we will have the hymn in Christ alone. Okay, so that is basically the agenda for the evening. Then we'll just go to let's just go back here. Okay, so Angela, over to you, Angela, with your icebreaker.
Can't do anything. Can't hear anything.
Angela, do you want me to stop sharing?
No, it's fine, Ashley. I just had an audio issue, but I'm back now. Can everybody hear me?
Okay. Yes, Angela, we got you. Thank you. Go for it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, just share my screen here. So. Okay, I hope everyone can see me. Okay. Ashley, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Angela.
Okay, perfect. So just a light icebreaker. First things first. Because we are in lockdown and everyone is at home, I'm going to ask that everybody switch on the cameras. Let us first take a nice big photo So I have everybody's screens up by me. So if I can just ask everybody's faces. Okay, there's still some guys I'm still waiting for. Okay, and I'm gonna ask everybody to look happy for this photo. Everybody looks very serious. Okay, give it a couple of seconds. There's still a couple of guys figuring out Zoom. Okay, we still have a couple of them before we kick the selfie business off. Okay. So on the count of 3, I'm gonna ask everybody to smile. And smile with your teeth, please. Let me see if you brush your teeth during lockdown. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Perfect. Lekker lockdown selfie. Okay, we'll save this photo. Okay. I think let's try one more. There was some bit skiver smiles. Just try one more. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Then I can see lockdown is doing some of his very well there. Okay. So now with the lockdown, it's you have these challenges and all these games and things that we're carrying on with, but let's just find out. Let's just do some fun, quick icebreakers. You can comment in the comment section. So, very easy question. If you were a cartoon, what type of cartoon would you be? Go in the comment section. Just write down if you wanted to be Heidi when you were young, you can be Heidi. If you wanted to be a Powerpuff Girl, you can be a Powerpuff Girl. If you wanted to be SpongeBob, you can be SpongeBob. If you wanted to be Pinky and the Brain, you can. Okay. I love that we have some superheroes here. Some Iron Man, Aquaman. Okay. There's some Ashley, can you just check? There's some people saying that there is no sound. I don't know if you can maybe assist.
The sound is fine, Angelo.
Okay.
I'm busy checking here, but the sound is fine. We can hear you okay. Thank you. You can go ahead with the rest of the presentation.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, everyone for your smiles. Oh, that's me. Okay. Ashley, can you just share the screen from your side?
Angela, over to you.
Okay, perfect. So, with our presentation for this evening, our topic is about wisdom. And what is wisdom? Um, Ashley, can you move to the next slide? And if we were in a congregational setting, I'll probably get a lot of different answers. But the basic definition of wisdom is that wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment, and the quality of being wise. So, wisdom is not something that you are born with. Let's just put that out there. You're not born with wisdom. Because with wisdom, you need to nurture a sense of, you need to nurture specific skills and accumulate a lot of experience, knowledge, and good judgment. And the more experience you have with all these things, the wiser you become. Next slide, actually. Yeah. So with you gaining all these things yourself, you also need to learn from others. And when you are on the firing line, you quickly learn that any insights from others who have been there before can make a very big difference between failure and success. And my father always tell me that listening is an art and you need to master it. And then there's also another saying where it says that you need to steal with your eyes. And all these things can, in the end, make you an even wiser person. Actually, can you move forward? But it's also what you do with that information that that counts. It's totally up to you. So there's no way to overestimate the importance of learning from people around us. Now, I'm not going to read through all of that because we have a limited amount of time. But the basic gist around all of that is that learning from others benefits you personally. So it benefits you. It will only be a greater impact for you as you from learning from others. And then learning from other people, it takes effort to learn from other people. You can't just go sit in that class and then listen, but you're not taking anything in. So it takes effort and it also takes commitment to learn from others. And then also the small things, doing small things at a time matters. And doing the small things leads to the bigger picture. I can put it that way. And then the last point, which I like the last point, you learn when you read, hear, see, discuss, and where you experience your life. The more experience, the wiser you become. Actually, can move forward. So with being wise, how do we actually make decisions? Because you have all this experience now, but how do you actually make a wise decision? And there's three ways we make decisions as people. There's uncertainty, there's risk, and then there's certainty. With uncertainty, under conditions of uncertainty, you have very little to no information and you're not sure about its reliability. Let's take, for instance, people that play the lotto. They play the lotto, they have very little information. but they are not sure what the outcome is going to be. You pray so hard that you're going to win that millions, but you still not sure. It's a very strong uncertainty that you have. And then with risk, Ashley, can you just move one slide? Yeah, and then with risk, in a risk situation, there's factual information.
Yeah.
Hello, Chris Frank. Can you get your mic mute asseblief? Okay, perfect. And then in a risk situation, there is factual information. You know certain facts, but there's still you might still have a different outcome. And yeah, so you might know the facts, but they're still insufficient. So the best example for this is firefighters. We have a lot of firemen in yeah. So the fact is that there is a fire, but you still don't know, and you still go into that fire as a firefighter with a certain risk, and you take it head on. And then moving on to certainty. Under the conditions of certainty, people are reasonably sure about what will happen when they take a decision. Now, this is a perfect example for lockdown. We are all eating liquor now. We're eating nice food. We all getting thin, I hope, during this lockdown. Now, you know that there's ice cream in that fridge, and you know that ice cream is going to taste good. Now that is a certainty. And you also know that that same ice cream is going to go somewhere. Yeah, it goes on the heap sometimes, you don't know. Yeah, so that is a certainty. And those are the three ways that we make decisions. Ashley, can you move on? And then there are common characteristics. The common characteristics of wise people. So cultivated, compassionate, when you are a good listener, you are open-minded, not problem-centered, you reflective, you humorful. So I'm not going to focus on all of them, but with wise people, you have to be open-minded and you have to listen to. So open-mindedness and being a good listener is things that go hand in hand. Things that go hand in hand. Yeah. So we'll send the presentation and we'll add the notes to this as well for you to carry on. I'll hand over now to Ashley. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Angelo. I trust everybody can hear me now. Last year, we said wisdom from the trenches was one of the topics, and you know that in the past we've had topics, and our youth service last month was also around wisdom. And here in Acts 20 verse 35, it's also mentioned where Jesus says that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And this truly is one of those verses quoted, or one of those sayings that is quite often used when wisdom is imparted to you from others. And we also find ourselves in that situation now where, there are so many that are seeking help, and we can also be a blessing to others. Why is it better to give? There's joy in giving always, or trying to give. It strengthens our interpersonal values, and it also teaches those who look up to us. Sorry, I'm running very fast through this, but now wisdom rewards obedience with blessing. When you obey God, which is the wise thing to do, blessings will follow. And you can also read a bit more in Proverbs 3, verse 7 to 12, where it also speaks about the blessings of applying wisdom as well in that particular verse. Then, okay, I'm going to cut the hymn out for now because unfortunately, time is against us and I just need to cover. What we do is every month we will cover an article of faith and we will just go and revisit and just refresh our minds on creed itself and a particular article. And the article we'll look at now, which I think is also very prevalent in the time that we are in now, this period now leading up to Ascension Day for us as New Apostolic. Then just, okay, so we've discussed what does it mean. Then just thank you very much. I know in many areas, our members are challenged. I mean, these are just some of the picks in the communities. There's concerns about the future as to our health, our jobs, our families, and so many other things. But I mean, as our chief apostle and as our district apostle and so many of our leaders and so many of our members, we're praying for each other. And we know that we will get through this together. And we continue to remember you and pray for you and your families. And like we also heard in the words of wisdom tonight, let us try and help where we can. And it's because it is more blessed to give than to receive. Okay. Then just some upcoming activities that we need to discuss. What we have here is during May month, we will have two meetings because this presentation we're doing now is March's presentation, and we will then essentially cover April and May's presentation, which is those 2 points to ponder and effects of social media. We'll cover on those 2 nights via Zoom. We're looking at other platforms to also display the presentations on, and obviously we will share this recording afterwards. So very important, if you can, please try to connect to it again as well. And then just very importantly, as a district church, we are currently running with this project, donate a mask, or make a mask and donate a mask. But obviously, firstly, important to see that you have a mask. You should at least have 2, so that when you're washing the one, that you have another one to continue to use. But we're going to share some more information with regards to this. I'm sure many of you have seen the presentation already that we've shared in the different groups. So we want to, as far as possible, try and spearhead this project as the young people and continue to try and make this and encourage New Apostolic and non-New Apostolic members. But what we're going to do to try and make this trend, we're going to start with the face mask challenge. So, for example, Angelo will start and he will maybe challenge myself, his district rector, Nathan, 3 people, and we'll maybe give them 2 or 3 days to try and make their video, and then they challenge the next 2 or 3 people. Because this is something which happens online quite often, and I think our young people are familiar with. So it will be nice if we try and keep this trending in our area as well. So that's basically it for the upcoming activities, but this will be our platform to communicate going forward for the next few months or weeks while we're still in lockdown and there's no formal social gatherings or things in a church in type of environment. So we will continue using this platform. And tonight is really essentially just a platform where we want to test this, we want to record it, try and see how much data it takes so that the youth know, okay, they're going to need maybe roughly so much data. But from tonight's meeting, we know we cut it very short. The district directors, the ministers, the young people leaders that are connected, if you can please just send your feedback to this email address to us so that we can look at how we can make the next 2 presentations even better. And obviously also try to incorporate the hymns as well. So that is basically it for the content of the presentation. Short and sweet. We hope it was